Hello, welcome to my channel. The star of today's episode is a beautiful African violet semi-miniature variety called Rob's Dodo Bird. It was hybridized by Ralph Robinson, the author of all Rob's African violet hybrids, and registered with the African Violet Society of America in 2007 under the registration number 9800. I grew this plant from a leaf that I received at my local African Violet Club raffle last year in 2019 from a fellow club member, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have this beautiful hybrid in my collection. It is truly a gem. Rob's Dodo Bird is a semi-miniature variety with crown variegation and medium to dark green, white and yellow plain serrated foliage. The variegation on this rosette, on this variety, is truly spectacular. It looks like it just flickers in gold, and it creates such a beautiful background for the velvety blue blooms with the white edge around each petal. It's truly a sight to see. African violet semi-miniatures grow from 6 to 8 inches in diameter when they fully mature. At this point, this plant has reached about 5.5 inches across. And it's a quick grower too. Normally semi-miniatures need no more than 2.5-inch pots, which is not the size, it's a smaller size that I'm growing right now. This size is a 2-inch pot. It's a 3-ounce solo cup, so it's a plastic cup. It was the first home for the baby when I separated it from the leaf, and it's still growing in it. And I planted that baby in May, so it's time for repotting. So the next size up will be a 2.5-inch pot, and this will be the size of the pot for this variety for the rest of its life. This is a young plant at the beginning of its first blooming cycle. It currently has 5 bloom stalks, so it's a very good bloom count for the first blooming cycle, I would say. And the flowers of Rob's Dodo Bird are described as semidouble medium blue pansies with white edge. So in the first blooming cycle, I only see singles, so there are single pansies so far. So if maybe in the second blooming cycle I will see some semi-doubles, I'm not sure. And the color of the blooms is truly beautiful. It looks velvety with a lot of sparkle, and the medium blue is truly medium blue. I have a similar variety, also variegated with blue blooms. It's a miniature, but the color of the blooms is dark blue in the official description. It's called Jolly Cupid, and you see the difference in the shade of blue. So Rob's Dodo Bird is described as medium blue, and Jolly Cupid is a miniature that has the dark blue flowers, and its individual review is also coming up. So it's smaller in size, it's a miniature variety, and this one is a semi-miniature. Both are very beautiful. So going back to the star of today's episode, the size of the blooms of Rob's Dodo Bird is about 1.5 inches, Here they are in comparison to a dime coin. These are very good size blooms for a semi-mini. I love the white edge around each petal on this variety. It produces a beautiful clean contrast with the main blue color of the petals, creating a clean and crisp look. I'm growing this plant under a combination of LED and natural light on the west facing window, and the temperature in my growing environment ranges from 65 in the winter to 79 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer months, and the humidity is in the 50% range. It grows on a wick, and it receives for wicking liquid the regular tap water, and I'm still experimenting with the regular tap water, but I started thinking about adding to the tap water some neutralizer. I found out about it on the Facebook group called African Violet Nerds. It's my favorite group for African violet growers on Facebook. But what it does, the neutralizer helps the tap water to reach the desired pH level of 7.0, which is a neutral level of acidity. So, but so far, this is just plain tap water with some fertilizer in it. So the fertilizers that I use are of two different kinds. One is called Dynagrow Liquid Plant Food with the 795 NPK ratio. I use 1/4 teaspoon per gallon of water of this fertilizer, and sometimes I switch to Jack's Classic All Purpose at the 20-20-20 NPK ratio, and because it has a higher ratio of the elements, I use a smaller dosage of 1/8 teaspoon per gallon of water. So here it is again, Rob's Dodo Bird by Ralph Robinson. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a beautiful variety and I highly recommend it, especially to those of you who like miniatures and semi-miniature varieties. You will truly enjoy it. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay safe and be well. And if you'd like to stay tuned for my future videos, please subscribe.